Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 4 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Texas in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. Texas is a track that I've struggled at quite a bit here in NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode, so I was hoping for some good results here today, but hopefully we can pull something off. And obviously first up is the Xfinity Series there, as you do see your standings right now in the Cup Series. Right now, we're looking pretty good in the playoff grid, so we don't really have anything to worry about currently. So hopefully we'll be okay this season. In the points, hopefully we can get a win though, and we won't have to worry about that. But we had subscriber Joe Henry, in the Xfinity series here for us at Texas. He started about midfield, kind of where we've been starting around this season in the Xfinity series, which is unfortunate. Hopefully we can improve our qualifying efforts here in the Xfinity series, and same as the Cup series. We struggled in Cup Series qualifying as well, but Joe Henry continued moving his way through turns 1 and turns 2 at this point. Towards the midway point of the race, he was moving his way forward, sure enough, slowly but surely, but he was just slowly inching his way forwards as this race continued to move on. And as we came through now through turns 3 and turn 4, at this now being on the final lap, Joe Henry on that bottom on the inside of Michael Annett as they were coming through across the line side by side. Annett would hang on to the position, and it was Joe Henry getting P11 for us here as Tyler Reddick picked up the victory. So we're going to get straight into Cup Series qualifying now here through turns 3 and turn 4 at Texas Motor Speedway, coming through the tri-oval, about to cross the line. It wasn't a great lap as we crossed the line with a 29.737, and we go P17 here in Texas. So once again, we have our work cut out for us, especially in this first stage here at Texas Motor Speedway, as we get ready to go green with Keselowski on the pole and Chris Buescher on the front row joining
stars
him.
of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series stampede into Texas Motor Speedway for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. Another great day for racing. So let's head right down to the track.
Alright, thank you, Rick Allen, as we are ready to go green now here at Texas Motor Speedway for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500. We got Chris Buescher, who is having a stellar weekend. He's joining Keselowski on that front row, P2. Our teammate Clint Boyer, he crashed during qualifying, so he is starting at the back of the field, and there you see the pole sitter of Brad Keselowski, who looks for a victory early on once again this season. Now as we get ready to go green, starting a little bit ahead of the midfield. Not a great qualifying effort coming into this race. We do move up one position now as the green flag is out from P16 as we are underway at Texas Motor Speedway. I did use a little bit of a custom setup. I didn't want to go full on custom in this race. I basically just put I think it's the bump it's called, down a little bit on this, the very first kind of option you have in the custom setups. I put that down a bit. I also changed the wedge and the tire pressures just a tiny bit now as I head down this back straightaway 3 wide there with a rookie of the season, a rookie of the year contender, Tyler Reddick. Obviously we're in that fight with him as we go through turns 3 and turns 4, and it certainly looks like this season Tyler Reddick is going to be our biggest competition in winning Rookie of the Year. He seems to be really good at these mile-and-a-half racetracks, but when you get to a short track, he seems to struggle quite a bit now as he would move up to P12 on this opening lap, getting sideways there after touching the apron in front of Ryan Newman as we do clear Newman and Stenhouse, taking P12 as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway on this second lap already. Now as it came through, though, on lap 5, we had actually gotten repassed by Ryan Newman, but we had now looked to the inside of our teammate of Eric Almirola as we went down towards turns 1, so up to P11 at this point, trying to get back past Ryan Newman for P10, but immediately at this point we have issues up ahead through turns 3 and turns 4. We look to the inside of Newman as Chris Buescher crashing in turns 4 here early on at Texas. Eric Jones leads, and now we find ourselves in P10 as we get right back into the action here at Texas. A very wild start there for Chris Buescher. Not what he needed. He looked very fast today. He started on the front row. The pre-race notes saying Buescher had a great car so far, and there he goes crashing out within the first 10 laps as we get aggressive on this restart, crossing over Ryan Newman, looking to the inside of the P9, now to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. as we exit turn 2, heading down this back straightaway. Behind us at this point was Jimmy Johnson as we came through at the end of this first lap since the restart, though pushing way up the track through turns 1 and turns 2 as all of a sudden the car felt really tight, and that would show because we would continue on, and within the next handful of laps the car just continued to tighten up, and all of a sudden we were getting destroyed by the rest of the AI as we came through turns 3. There you see Chase Elliott passing me, obviously Bowman, Blaney have already gotten past Michael McDowell. McDowell normally doesn't run up this far, and here he is passing us us. Daniel Hemrick doing the same. We would fall down to P18 as we came to lap 14 now, as Ryan Newman had fought us back down. He looked to the inside. DiBenedetto looking to my outside. I was getting destroyed right here through turns 3 and turns 4. Just out of nowhere, the car got really tight. We had dropped down all the way to P24 as we came through on lap 18. Out of turns 4, sliding on the exit of the corners. There's trouble up ahead, and the 48er Jimmy Johnson's blowing up now as we come through the tribal, and Truex hits him. As we go down towards turns 1, they all keep it straight for the moment now as we head down towards the corner. Everybody up the track as we're going to look to the outside of the 47 who slides up into me and into the outside while we go hard. And that puts us down to P27, and that will also bring out a caution and end the stage early, as all of a sudden everything has gone wrong for us here late in this first stage. As we're going to have to come to the pit lane, obviously repair the car, get 4 tires on it. Only 1 second of damage, but we need to make some adjustments. The car was extremely tight through the center of the corner. I could not believe how tight it was, and I think I was actually warned about that by a subscriber, so I kind of made the car looser than I really needed to, and it still was extremely tight through the center of the corner. So big concerns now as the second stage is underway here in Texas. We have yet to really have a race where we struggled really bad this season, but it looks like if this rest of this race goes like stage 1, then we're definitely in for one of those races where we just struggle all day long now as we go through turns 1 and turns 2 on the inside of the 13 of Ty Dillon. But a bit of a wild start here in this first opening stage in Texas. This game, or this track, has kind of been notorious for having some wild races, at least for myself, in past NASCAR games since 704 took over. NASCAR Heat Evolution, I remember every time we came here it was wild. NASCAR Heat 2 had some wild races at this track. NASCAR Heat 3 was a little more tame, but early on today here at Texas it's been a wild start now as we move up to P24 behind the 24 car of William Byron, who has had a mediocre start to our season. You would expect to see him running a little bit better up towards a playoff contending position, but he hasn't quite met that yet. As we look to the inside of him, we would get past him now, making it 3 wide on the next lap there with the 17 of Stanhouse and Matt DiBenedetto moving our way forwards at this point. But now as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, looking to the inside of the 47 as we exit the corner, try to get past Priest, but can't quite make it happen at the moment. But we would be able to get past him now as we came through on lap 8. He had actually gotten back past me, I should mention. We passed him, he passed me back as we came out of turn 4. Now once again the car is starting to tighten up just like it did in that first stage. So my concerns were very high at this point as we came through now on lap 10, dropping back down to P23. I just didn't really have anything for the AI, but up ahead, there's trouble, and Kevin Harvick just got dumped by the 9 of Chase Elliott, and he has a huge hit from Martin Truex Jr. past the line as he continues to go crashing now as it starts to calm itself down as we roll into the situation through turns 1. A big crash for Kevin Harvick as this wild race continues, as I would come right back to pit road and make more adjustments to the car. We go green from P23 here on lap 13 now as we are underway here with about 7 to go. All of a sudden the car just slows right up on that start there. Once I shifted into third gear, I didn't really do anything different, but it completely died. And now as we go down towards turns 1, everything going wrong kind of for Stewart Haas Racing today at this point. Boyer crashed in qualifying. He started at the back. I think it was he crashed in qualifying if I remember correctly. We just haven't had a good race. Kevin Harvick just crashed out with a very violent crash, of course, for Harvick. Now as we go down this back straightaway, making it 3 wide. We have 4 fresh tires, and it seems like our car could do something for 4 or 5 laps. But after that, no matter what I was doing, the car just continued to get tight, it seemed like. So I was very concerned, especially for that last stage. We're basically hoping at this point that we get a bunch of cautions now as we come through with 5 to go in this second stage, continuing to use this inside lane, and somehow we would fight our way up inside of the top 10 here, coming to the white flag in the second stage up to P8. But once again, at this point the car was already starting to tighten up, and it shows that a turn 4 is actually get loose a little bit. But Kyle Busch and Eric Jones take us 3 wide across the line as the white flag is out here in the second stage as we go down towards turns 1. And we got inside the top 10 for a few moments, but already dropping out, as right here is really where the car is so tight through the center of the corner. I have to get out of the throttle so much, and that's where the AI can just zoom on past as we drop down to P11 on this final lap in the second stage as we go down towards turns 3 and turns 4. McDowell putting some pressure on from behind. Jimmy Johnson, Alex Bowman, 2 teammates battle side by side as we exit turn 4. McDowell looks to the inside as we come through to cross the line, and thank goodness 10th place crosses the line before McDowell gets us, and we get P11. Somehow we get P11 in the second stage as the car continues to just drive terribly, as Joey Logano does win the stage. We once again come to pit road, and we're going to even make some more adjustments to the car, hoping, I'm trying to make some minor adjustments because I don't want to go too far and make the car too loose and end up start crashing everywhere. So we do gain 1 spot though and move up to P10 for the start of this third and final stage here at Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch on the inside now as the green flag is out once again. We are underway here at Texas. Joey Logano won the second stage, but he's now finding himself at the bottom half, it looks like, of the top 10 as we get down to the inside lane right away, because Texas being a one-groove racetrack, you need to be at the bottom now, as it's actually a rookie, Tyler Reddick, leading the way as we go through turns 2. Now on the exit of the corner, Matt DiBenedetto up here in the top 10 having a great run. He has certainly shown some promising speed here, just like kind of Tyler Reddick. He's shown a lot of speed and potential this season in our career mode so far. Obviously still early in the season, but he just might not quite have the speed that he needs to be a full-on playoff contender, it looks like now, as we come through to complete the first and opening lap of this third and final stage as we go down towards turns 1 at this point now, as we came through on lap 48, looking to the inside there of Chase Elliott as we exit turn 2, and Hamlin's going to look to the inside and make it 3 wide now with myself and Elliott as we go down this back straightaway, and already the car starting to tighten up again as we came through turns 3. I continued to try and make it loose, but it just continued to get tight and tighter as the race went on, or as the run went on. Now as we came through, dropping all the way down to P18, P19 even as we came to lap 55, as I just had nothing for these guys. Kurt Busch was leading the way as we came through down towards turns 1 with just 29 laps to go now as we come through the front straightaway. Cody Ware's having issues as he goes spinning in front of the 52, or the 51 car, sorry. I believe his teammate, and that would bring out a caution again as we would get ready. I would pit once again, and we would come out P21, losing 2 positions as we get ready to go back green, as the green flag is once again out here at Texas. Ryan Blaney took the lead under those pit conditions, so now he has a chance to get to victory lane early on in this season. This wild race continues as we go down towards turns 1 on the inside there, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. through turns 1 and turns 2. Obviously, these fresh tires are going to be our only chance. I was really hoping that if we could get a caution every 10 laps, I wasn't going to complain, because we might actually be able to get a top 10 finish if that was to happen. But obviously, knowing this game, that's probably not going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if we went green to the end of this race now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4, getting very racy in front of us, because I think some slower cars actually stayed out. So very interesting up here in front of us. Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, they're all 3 wide, Kurt Busch included. Chase Elliott, there's a 66 of Joey Gase, who's kind of mixing it all up now as we go through turns 1 and on the exit of turn 2, heading down this back straightaway. So now we find ourselves in the top 15. Kyle Busch, you would be able to get back ahead of me as we would come through on a few laps later, looking to the inside of Corey LaJoie, moving up into P11 at this point. And unfortunately, though, we came through a few laps later, we had gotten up to P9, but once again the car starting to tighten up as we came out of turn 4, and right behind us, Kurt Busch goes spinning through the front straightaway, collecting Bowman, Daniel Hemrick, and a few others there as they come through, crossing the line. There's the 51 car again of BJ McLeod getting caught up in another incident, and I decided we would come back to pit road, and myself and just a handful of other drivers came into the pit lane this time, as I felt like this was my only shot, taking 4 tires, and maybe we can pull some strategy here. If it stays green to the end of this race, we might be able to get a good finish out of this, because obviously it's no secret that we've been running like pretty much trash throughout this whole race, but we've somehow found ourselves up towards the top 10 a good amount of times as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. Hopefully we will be able to get something good out of this, because now as we came through now on lap 67, moving our way through the field slowly here up into the top 25, passing the 13 of Ty Dillon as we exit turn 2. We will continue moving up to P20 now as we came through on lap 69, approaching lap 70, and once again the caution comes out now as this wild race just continues on. Eric Jones leading the way. Everyone was coming to pit road, and I felt like if I didn't pit, I didn't have a chance. I was hoping it would stay green, so our strategy gets thrown out the window, but I would take right side tires, and to my surprise, taking 2 tires actually lost us positions. So we get ready to go back green once again now here with just over 10 laps to go. At this point, the 47 actually, Ryan Priest was leading the way as we come through to cross the line, so obviously that means we have some slower cars up towards the front of the field, which could be maybe our only chance to get a decent finish out of this, because we've just been all over the place. We've been up in the top 10 a few times, we've been down here in 40th just about now as we came through on that 74 shortly after the restart, up to P32, just trying my best to work my way through the field at this point. Now as we came through, making some 3 wide moves, now up inside of the top 20 though, as we went down towards turn 3, making it 3 wide with William Byron. Obviously there's still enough laps where I knew the car was going to tighten up again, as it just, the car only seemed to be good for 4 or 5 laps. That was the absolute maximum. We would climb up to P16, but unfortunately on lap 80, that was really where the turning point was with this car. Once again as we go down into turns 1, Kyle Busch now leading at this point as we come through on lap 81, getting passed by Bowman, Stenhouse, Eric Maverick Jones looking to my outside. I was just hanging on at this point once again, as just the car just showed promise on the opening laps, but after that it was just a complete disaster. And it wasn't because of tire wear or anything, it was just simply because the car refused to turn through the center of the corner. And unfortunately, the AI, when I couldn't turn, the AI was just able to blast on past me now as we're on this final lap out of turns 2. William Byron and Newman, we're going to go 3 wide as we go down this back straightaway. Got to get a little bit of excitement here as we go down towards turn 3 on this final lap. Now, going to send it in pretty deep. Usually, I would have just slid in behind the 24 there, but I wanted to just try something out of turns 4, and nothing's going to work as we come through sideways out of turns 4. Coming through to cross the line, Kyle Busch wins here in Texas, and we come through in a disappointing 22nd place there as you see the finishing order on your screen. Jimmy Johnson inside the top 10, so he's looking pretty strong at this point. Kevin Harvick, our teammate, way behind. A wild race. I guess hopefully that makes up for a disappointing effort from ourselves, but there was my quote after the race. Car drove like trash today, simple as that. I'm confident though that we can bounce back at Bristol. Bristol being a track that we've had a lot of success at in the past. NASCAR Heat 3, we always were a contender. We led so many laps there in the Cup Series in NASCAR Heat 3, but couldn't quite ever get to victory lane, but we did win eventually.
Don't let that last race get you down. Just remember, keep making mistakes and you learn from every one of them.
Thank you, Joey Logano. Looks like his Daytona 500 win picture behind him there. But yeah, we lead so often at Bristol in the Cup Series in NASCAR Heat 3 and only got 1 win there, but I'm very confident we can run up front there once again here in the next episode. But as always, if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. That would be all very appreciated. So in the next one, we go to just one of my favorite tracks on the schedule. Bristol certainly in my top 5. The Charlotte Roval obviously up there, so I'm excited for that one later in the season. But we'll see what we can do at Bristol as we're going to get a very quick look at the point standings here again after that race. Kyle Busch now locked inside the playoffs again with 2 wins. Obviously, he was already locked in, but there you see the rest of the playoff grid. Dylan currently the last car in, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.